All right. Wanted to come on here today. I'm on my lunch break, and I wanted to say one thing. I don't normally wear glasses. I'm wearing glasses now because I'm trying not to touch my eyes as much because of what's going on. And I thought it would be a good time to give my eyes a break from contacts. So you're probably going to see my glasses go away pretty soon here. But anyways, I wanted to come on here because uh, a big source of a lot of the things I've been thinking about lately and a lot of things I'm addressing on social media have to do with people that I follow and that I'm friends with on multiple platforms. And uh, most recently, well, people I know that are on my personal Facebook page, um, everyone's a little more active right now. So it's a great time to kind of connect with people and really just explain to each other our views, whether it's someone posting something and then I comment, or I post something and they comment. I think it's a great time to be really clear about things. So that's why I've been making up. I'm going to make more of these videos. I made one yesterday, but I'm going to make more because um, I think it's just great sources for uh, examples of how we should be having conversations, not just being mad or getting mad at each other. So today, or in this video, I want to talk about one related to the vaccine that is going to be potentially developed to cure or to, um, I guess the cure would be the right word, maybe, but for this pandemic, the thing that's resulting from this, which is the coronavirus, COVID-19. And this person posted an article titled, "When Will the COVID-19 Pandemic Be Over?" And first of all, my understanding of what a pandemic is when it spreads to a certain amount of countries or certain continents, it becomes a pandemic. Well, if once it reaches that point, it won't ever, in my understanding, not be a pandemic anytime in the future, because once it's on those continents, it's there, unless we completely vaccinate every single person on the planet and everyone um, tests negative at some point for it, which I don't think is realistic. So the question, I think, is kind of planting a seed for that discussion. But the comment by this person, who I'm not going to say who it is because they didn't have this public, the post, but their comment was, so vaccines may take 12 to 18 months to make and be tested before going public. Yet we are going to open up beaches and protest. Are we trying to just prolong all this? You'd think that a life-threatening disease would give people common sense or something. So then I commented back, these people are protesting to protect their right to choose how they live their life and how you live yours, person's name. The individual liberties in the United States of America, that is a large part of why we are the freest nation in the world and is the reason many want to come here, are at risk of being taken away from us more than ever. It's when our government officials overstep their role as an elected official that we, the people who put them in power, are supposed to put them in their place. The same principle protecting someone okay with taking the risk of going outside is the same one protecting someone not okay with doing so. It should be left up to private businesses and people on how to respond to the situation. Waiting 18 months to reopen was never realistic, is still not realistic, and never will be based on what we know then, now, and going forward. This is a grab by those in power to strip us of our rights. Granted, some people are willingly giving them up in order to control the population to create a society opposite of what America was founded on. That is my comment. Someone commented, "Freest nation in the world." Bah. So I thought that was interesting. And that same person commented a quote from Charles Darwin, which is, "If you don't want a quarantine, it's okay." So my thoughts on this are, this is proven to be no deadlier than a flu. I'm not saying that the symptoms are the same as flu. I'm not saying it's the same virus as the flu. What I'm saying is the comparison as we go forward is it is no more deadly than that. And a couple things factor into that. One, the percentage might be looking like it is a higher death rate than the flu. But here's the thing. Even Dr. Birx on the coronavirus task force during the briefings, she even said we do not have flu anymore. Basically, what they're saying is they are lumping in the flu numbers to the COVID-19 numbers. So if that doesn't tell you anything, that means that the actual COVID-19 deaths are actually lower than what they are being reported. Because think about it, even if, let's say, we don't have testing, mass testing, we don't know how many people are actually infected, we would know the death rate because someone who has the symptoms and who is literally about to die, they are going to be tested or going to be given a diagnosis of why they died. And those people will get a test. So if we know all the deaths and we're actually under testing the amount of people that have the virus or are walking around asymptomatic and have the virus and are spreading it, that only supports the argument that the percentage of death is actually lower than what is actually being reported. And what's actually being reported is still very low. So I think you have to start questioning what these numbers mean and what it means when you have more people tested that actually are testing positive but aren't really getting sick or anything like that. Of course, we need to protect our most vulnerable population. To me, that is what should have been done from the beginning. I think the first recommendation should have been, if you can't find a mask in the stores, make your own out of this material, doing this, this, and this, and wear it outside. That way we don't have to close down the country, we don't have to close down businesses. They can decide what they want to do as far as guidelines go, meaning they can social distance but keep their restaurants open. If you feel comfortable going there, go there. Maybe the employees wear the masks because they're more in contact with people or whatnot. I think it should be up to the individual person or the business to decide how they approach this. So that should have been the first thing from the beginning. Second thing from the beginning has been keeping our most vulnerable quarantined. So I think this would have been the best way to go about it, meaning the measures of not having visitors at senior living facilities. If you have any immunodeficiencies, self-quarantine if you can. And if you can't, try to figure out a way to live your life and take care of yourself at the same time. And then if you are someone who is perfectly healthy and you felt more comfortable staying home, then that's your choice. Figure out something with your work if you can work from home. Figure out what you need to do. But or wear a mask, or ask people, or ask your company that you don't interact with the public in the way that you would normally do it. For example, what I was thinking was, if someone feels more comfortable being a cashier than someone else, they should be able to swap jobs if it's possible. And then have that person maybe work in the back instead, so they're not interacting with as many people, and they can still keep their job and keep whatever. So that is my base issue with this, is, like I said in that response to the person's article, is it should be up to individuals, whether it's an individual business or individual people, to decide how they want to attack this. Just like any other day of the year, right? When during flu season, a lot of people take extra precautions of what they do. We wash our hands more. We try not to touch our face. And if someone is sick, we don't go visit them. Like, for instance, my grandparents, they wouldn't go visit their great-grandkids if they were all sick, even though they would normally visit them any other day of the year. Because they were sick, they didn't want to go in and make it worse or get sick themselves. It was pretty simple. It didn't completely disrupt the flow of life. It just delayed some things a little bit where it made sense. Now, if they had no symptoms, no one was sick, they wouldn't have stopped going to visit. So I think that's the problem here, is that people's individual liberties on whether they feel comfortable going out or not are being taken away from them. And some people, honestly, like I said, are giving up on them and basically just handing over their rights back to the government, which is not okay. So that is what I've been standing up for, and I wanted to make this video to give a more well-rounded response to it. And now, as a typed thing, that kind of, a lot of people can interpret it in the way that they're feeling. So like, if I see a comment that I'm seeing when I'm kind of mad about what's going on, I'm probably going to interpret it as that person was kind of being mad towards me. And so that's why I'm making more of these videos in response, because it kind of gives away my tone and a more well-rounded, kind of calm level of whatever. So I wanted to make sure I got that point in there. And as far as that person goes, I'm actually going to respond to them right now, asking that asks freest nation in the world. I'm going to ask, which nation, name a nation more free than the USA. And we'll see what answer they give, because I haven't heard a good answer for this lately, so we'll see. But okay, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Um, Let me know what you think. If you agree with me, if you disagree, or if maybe there's a little bit more of a nuance that you would like to add to this, definitely let me know in the comments and share this if you feel like someone is commenting something or posting something that maybe I was able to kind of get your point across in a way that maybe you feel like you couldn't type out. Um, Go ahead and do that. I'd be happy to be of service or help to you. So I will talk to you in the next one.